you guys.
Hola, señoritas.
Hola, amigos.
Hello.
Hello. It's funny, Adam, that you would start with an hola. Before you popped on the line, I was telling Kelly about this Mexican spice that has a bunch of different like things going on, like chili pepper or chili powder and chili peppers, but it's not super hot or anything. But one of the key ingredients is like a lime zest, and it changes everything. It's so good.
Love some lime zest. We love it.
Yeah, such an elevator.
I enjoy those almonds that have lime flavored almonds. Because you lose all sense of right and wrong. You just inhale them all.
You just make some poor decisions after those.
You do make poor decisions.
I think that's one of the weirdest intros to the show we've ever had, but let's keep going at it.
It's true. You know what? I was thinking at the same time, imagine if we did a food podcast. Good. Yeah,
delicious.
really good. Well, we're not doing a food podcast, despite what you may have heard in the last minute.
We do have a spicy 90s now, don't we, Sharon?
That is true. We've got, you know what? We've got news that's pretty big for Beyoncé fans. Also, new music news for one of the great country crossover superstars. A pretty big anniversary for one of our favorite TV shows. That's even older than Adam.
Like half the things we talk about on this
exactly. We're gonna get into some of Kelly's trivia. We got a 90s rewind that'll take you way back to our favorite decade, but with spices in mind, we're gonna go back to that time when the prince got spicy. And we should probably start there because the prince is now the king. And judging on how we started last week's show with paying tribute to Queen Elizabeth, may she rest in peace, we'll take a little zig turn over this way so that we can keep it light today. We're going back to that time where then Prince Charles still had dark hair.
Yep.
And
I don't think I remember that time.
Back in the day, the Spice Girls remember that time because they were all spicy with them and sort of forgot about it's not necessarily the rules as much
Royal
as
protocol,
which is basic fancy talk for rules.
Correct.
They were pretty handsy, they were pretty flirty, they were all ginger and sporty. Actually, Sporty Spice, it's Mel C that's been talking recently about how she remembers that time being a little nerve-wracking for her because she was one of the shy ones, right, Kel?
And she wasn't handsy, unlike Ginger Spice. And I think Emma got a little bit up his grill also. And I feel like Mel B would have as well. So
yeah, they were
probably all handsy sans Mel C.
And they were ultimately cheeky, and he didn't look like he was opposed to it at all.
Yeah, he probably got a kick out of it because they were just so like, they were just girl power. They were so much fun and just vibrant, right? So
yeah.
And mischievous. They remind me of my dog Rosie, actually, upon reflection.
You can't think about that a little more?
Well, because you can't get mad at Rosie Bear when she does something mischievous. Like you're like, Rosie, don't do that. And then you start laughing. And so I think that's probably what Prince Charles at the time started to do.
Well, considering what we've seen over the past few weeks, Prince Charles getting a bit uppity about certain things that he wants done for him right now, you know, like hand gesturing and stuff like that. He looked like the opposite guy back in the 90s when the Spiceys were meeting him. Certainly not. Was there a naughty Spice? No, there wasn't a naughty Spice, but I guess collectively they were all kind of naughty with the prince at that time.
That sounds accurate. Yeah.
But Mel C was saying that obviously it wasn't done with any malice. It was done with a smile. And that she says, quote, now that Charles is our king, it kind of makes it even more naughty. Those naughty Spice Girls.
Adam, can you quickly check? But I'm pretty sure that Mel C's memoir is now out.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure because I think I've seen some stuff on her Instagram and I think it's out. So you should definitely check it out. I want to do that. I just haven't had a chance yet. But I think she delves into because she went through some rough times at the height of their fame, dealing with some like eating issues.
Oh, wow.
And stuff. So and she came through the other side, which is amazing. And I think she's a great role model for so many women and artists. And she's awesome.
So yes, the memoir is out as of today, as we're recording this episode. So amazing. It will be out by the time this airs.
Okay.
Wow, what her character within the Spice Girls, maybe was, I think from my eye, was the most enviable because she got to wear track pants,
Yeah.
tank tops, and she sort of promoted fitness.
Yeah.
Really,
She
she
could
had
do a good
great abs.
backflip.
Well, there you have it.
She could do
Kind
a
of like when
what?
I thought I could do that Cece
Backflip.
Peniston move.
Oh, yeah. I remember that time.
Yeah.
And trying to replicate Cece Peniston moves, dangerous.
Yeah. I should say Cece Peniston's dancer moves. I'm not sure she could do that move either.
Oh yeah.
But I would have paid serious money to see Cece Peniston do that front flip in a leopard print ensemble. That would have been next level awesome.
Whoa. I remember doing silly things like that, and silly, like they're technical practiced dance moves now. I think
Yeah.
of like elementary school and doing those tricks where you sort of run up a wall and do a flip that way.
Yeah.
You don't think when you're
No.
10, and that's the best part about being 10, I think. You don't think, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, boom, and you do it and you find out if you're going to break your arm or not.
Mm.
This many years later, I'm like, no. All I do is think about why I'm not going to do that.
I always wonder if I'm gonna be able to get back up again. I'm like, can I get back up
That's one of the
again?
things.
Yeah, Adam, before we move on, can you just give out the name of the memoir for the people? Because I also don't remember it right now.
I'll have to Google it again because I went next.
Nah.
Where is the title of this memoir?
I'm going to call it.
It's called The Sporty One.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry, I spoiled Sharon of her joke. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. I was buying time. That's all.
So The Sporty One is the name of the memoir.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If you pardon the growling in the background, by the way, it's not
That's
my
not your stomach?
No, I've eaten. I'm fine. And so has Chester.
Okay.
But you wouldn't know it by the sounds they're making.
That's all right.
Toddlers. They're toddlers, these dogs.
Maybe they're mischievous like Rosie Bear.
Indeed they are. It's like being on the phone. They know I'm doing something and that I've brought like bribes, but I'm out of bribes now. So anyways, why don't we get into some trivia?
Let's get to it.
90s now trivia.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Our good friend Rachel in Australia will be
Rachel.
I'm sure sad to know that there, and by sad I mean not sad. There's no politics question today, so she'll probably.
No one's sad about that. I think I can speak safely for the group when I say
Yeah,
that.
exactly. It's safe for the group. So under the pop culture banner in the funky fighting salmon color, which popular snack brand brought out a line of 3D chips back in the 90s? I did not remember this at all.
Sharon.
Go, Sharon.
Doritos.
They did.
That was my guess.
Good.
I don't remember those.
You were too, Adam.
Well,
hopefully not eating chips.
It's a dangerous snack for a 2-year-old.
Exactly. Sharon, did you eat them? Did you see them? I don't remember them.
They were actually 3D chips?
Huh.
Did that mean that they were?
Were they made like, Adam, did you Google a picture?
So they look like so you know what a Doritos looks like?
Yeah.
Yes.
Literally, so it's curved a little bit. So it looks like they're one on top of the other.
Oh.
Yum.
So it looks like, I don't know if they're full. No, they can't be full. Oh, you know what a bugle is?
Yes.
Yes.
They look like big bugles, but with the open-ended, it like if it was full.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, if it was covered.
Oh, yes, I remember those. Yeah.
There was a time that I was very addicted to the bugles.
I
Wow.
love the bugles.
And then I hit the wall and it was done. And so no more bugles for me. You know what I actually would love to try? I haven't done this in a while, is a good bag of Ringolos.
Oh, I was at the dollar store a couple weeks ago, probably a few weeks ago. It was in the summertime. And I walk into the cash, which is a perfect place to put a bag of Ringlos, by the way. And it was like not a small bag and not a standard bag.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the middle.
Oh.
And it was $2. Thank you. Oh my gosh. So good. Now here's the fun snack hack for you.
Yeah.
Ringolos with Cheetos.
Don't they have a trail mix thing like that already?
Yes, it's the party mix. They do have that, but they also have like those nacho crackers and little pretzels. Move those aside. Take your Ringolos, take your Cheetos, put them together. Very nice.
Happy times at the ranch.
I have some
It's a-
breaking news regarding the 3D Doritos.
Are they
leak.
coming back
Breaking
at 'em?
news.
Well, last April, apparently they came back in Australia.
Oh my, Rachel.
The Doritos 3D Crunch Extreme Cheese and the Crunchy Spicy Salsa were
Yes to
re-released
that.
as of last April in Australia. And Doritos even made a special edition of their 3D Doritos, the Spicy Ranch, for Stranger Things when the new season came out.
Oh, cool.
They're all over the place. So that was over
Wow.
the summer for the Stranger Things edition.
So, Rachel, we're going to need some feedback
yes.
on the Doritos.
Was that a
Yeah.
mixture of
A
New
lot.
Zealand and Australia?
Yeah, and nacho.
Okay.
The nacho accent. Sorry, Rachel.
There are a lot of flavors.
Oh,
There was a
yeah.
lot of accents going on.
Just trying to keep up with the flavors.
The spicy sweet chili. Wow. I
Yes,
wouldn't
those
pick
are
them
good.
all.
Those are good.
Before I read the second trivia question,
Oh yeah, we're still doing trivia.
this has turned into the cooking 90s episode. Did you try because I saw it this summer and I gave it a go in Walmart. I saw the Lay's cucumber flavored chips.
No.
Oh, apparently that was disgusting.
I gave it a go
And
and it was weird because it was like it did taste like cucumber, but it was like a fresh chip. Like I don't know.
oh,
Yeah,
so it wasn't bad.
it wasn't bad. Well, the first like 20 went down pretty smooth.
First 20.
Yeah. And then I was like, I'm done with the freshy, like not mint, but there was like a fresh cucumber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
I've
sure
got a
the bag got
question.
finished after that. By the way, you
Alright,
should really
next
really
question.
try. Here goes question number 2, but you should really try the Miss Vicky's spicy ketchup.
Yeah,
Ooh,
we've talked about those, I think.
Oh my God, Sharon.
I'm gonna try those.
And they have the big bag at Costco. So
Because I'm a
give it go.
spicy dill fan of Miss Vicky's.
Yeah, so try honestly, it's the ketchup of our youth. It's I'm telling
Ketchup
you,
of our youth.
even though you're 9 years older.
Hey, settle it down, sister. God.
Question number 2 from Hobbies, Toys, and Games. Which boxing inspired children's toy was advertised as being more fun than a pillow fight?
Uh-oh.
Boxing inspired toy.
I
don't
have no
know.
idea.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'd never heard of these. You ready? So they have 2 names for them, I guess, that they accept. Sock'em boppers or soccer boppers. And by
d-
soccer, I mean SOCKER. Soccer.
So they go like
I
that.
guess so. Adam's Googling as we speak.
I remember Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but that's
Okay,
like
so-
70s or 80s.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically boxing gloves.
Oh, okay.
Just like they look inflatable. Yeah, okay, so they're inflatable, just
Oh
things,
yeah.
round things you put around your fists, and then you can fist around. Well,
And you bop
if
your
you know what I
sibling
mean.
across the room.
Exactly.
Didn't you and Deb do sumo suits once?
That's always been my
Did you?
dream.
Am I
Did we?
totally making that up? I feel like I thought you and Deb did sumo suits once. No?
Deb has an inflatable unicorn out costume.
Oh, I've seen that. Adam, have you seen that?
I have not
pretty
seen
awesome.
an
That is
inflatable-
next level. Is she going to bring that out this Christmas season?
It's challenging when it's colder because it takes 2 little battery packs to keep it inflated.
Okay.
So I think extreme cold and extreme hot makes it challenging. So
Okay.
it didn't make it out. Did it make it out this year?
I don't think it did.
I don't think it did. It was necessary and very appreciated during, lockdown
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's it's funny because it's huge.
Yeah.
And you end up like doing the walk as if you were the size of this thing. So, and there's a little square patch for you to see out, but mostly people can't see that there's a person in there. So it does truly look like a giant pink unicorn. Super cool.
Adam, you need to, Sharon, you need to text that to Adam because that picture was
I will do that.
next
We can
level.
put it on our social media. That's what
Yeah.
we should.
There we go.
What's that called when you not ransom, but blackmail.
There we are. Yeah.
All right. Well, what were we talking about? The
I have
plan
no idea.
after trivia was to talk about one of our favorite shows turning 35. That's a bit bonkers too, though. Like to think of these cute little kids and their dad and their uncle and their dad's best friend, and they all just raised the kids and everybody was happy. Full House.
Mm,
It's 35 years old.
Wow.
And within that time, those three little kids grew up and are now adults
yeah.
in the Fuller House.
hmm
And looking back on 35 years, like a lifetime of being associated with this television show, and a really good show when it comes to, positive messaging, and when it comes to sitcoms, the way they used to do sitcoms versus how they do them now, I think it's slightly different. The emphasis was totally on the situation of the sitcom,
hmm
but they did a really good job of teaching lessons every week, which is wholesome,
And it wasn't preachy.
No.
They managed to find that line.
And you know what? If it was preachy, I think Joey would have said, cut it out.
Yeah.
Ah.
What's crazy is that when the show went off the air, Adam was 1.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Did you watch it at all, Adam, in like reruns or anything?
No, not really. There are
It's
too
kinda-
many things to watch. I
There's
should though.
too many things to watch.
There really is too many things to watch.
There is. By the way, I watched Faith Hill and Tim McGraw in 1883. That's the prequel to
Oh, yes.
Yellowstone.
Yep. And
It's crazy business.
really?
And hats off to Tim and Faith, who are obviously married in real life and play a married couple on this, but they killed it. They were amazing. And the scenery is beautiful. So
Is there as much violence? as there was in
well,
Yellowstone?
it's in the time of pistol packing people.
Oh,
So there's a few good gunfights, if you will.
I will.
But it's very good. And I know Yellowstone season 5 comes out November 13th. So you should watch this prequel in advance to get yourself ready for it.
Ready.
Yeah. And also Jennifer Coolidge, who is amazing, as we know, is going to be starring in the 2nd season of The White Lotus, which starts up on the 30th of October.
Did you watch the first round of that?
No, but I plan to.
I did watch it. I liked it. And her
That's what
character is great.
Elaine has watched it and she said it was delightful.
Yeah, there's something about it. And it's Mike White, right? That wrote that?
That sounds correct.
That he won Emmys for that this year. He's the guy that was in and I think co-wrote I can't remember what it's called. School of Rock.
Oh, okay.
And he is in that movie
Mhm.
as Jack Black's friend that the Jack Black character kind of uses, the other teacher that he ends up taking the call to be a sub for and all that. It's that
Mhm.
guy in the movie. So it's really cool because he also went on Amazing Race, or was it Survivor, or both? Either way, he's done quite a bit of living in reality TV and in real life, in following his dreams and in pursuit of writing fun things, and so it was so well deserved when to see him get the Emmy a couple weeks
Mhm.
ago. We've gotten way off track of talking about Full House.
Yeah. Over to Beyonce.
Over to Beyonce. Just to wrap up the Full House, or the notion of it, it was neat that John Stamos was saying that he admitted that he still can't kind of get his head around the cultural impact of his show and what it meant to people, and that when it was ended, it was time to move on, and he was trying to keep his distance from it, but it just got bigger and bigger. And fun fact, John Stamos is 59.
I also had that thought. And I can't believe that when Bob Saget died, he was 65. I thought he was like 59.
Yeah, it's wild. Wild. So yeah, we were going to talk about Beyonce.
Yeah.
And the thing that struck me about the article we all had read was that it says that she's reportedly planning a big tour for 2023. And in my head, 2023 was like, oh, why does she have to wait so long?
It's in 3 months.
It's in 3 months. Like, what the heck, man? Total like disconnect between what year we are and
Yeah.
where we are. But yeah, so it's really great news actually, because she's going to be touring to support the album Renaissance, and
Mhm.
it'll happen sooner than I thought.
Exactly. Have you guys listened to the full album yet?
I
Not
like.
in
I like.
fall. I
I
like
love
what I've heard, but I have to give it more attention.
There's a song called Pure Honey.
Mhm.
And it's really interesting because it actually starts with the song Pure, and then it goes into this like second étape, if you will, called Honey. And they're both very different from each other. The Pure song is really sick. It's like this amazing house song. And I actually was Googling something, or sorry, YouTubing for something, and it popped up on like something I should watch. This dude, I think he was in, I can't remember his name, but I think he was in France. And they choreographed like a dance number to Beyonce's song. And it was one of the most spectacular choreographies I've ever seen, like of these dancers just going nuts. And like when you see Beyonce's song or hear Beyonce's song and see this thing in action, it's crazy. So you should just YouTube that, like Beyonce Pure Honey choreography, and you'll probably find a bunch of people that have done really cool things with that song, because it lends itself to being very fierce and vogue and like all that stuff.
Cool. I'm just in the process of downloading it. I will listen to it while I'm on the train on
And
the way.
also again, I cannot say it enough. I listened to it this morning when I was working out. The Queen's remix of Break My Soul, which mixes Vogue and Break My Soul together.
Nice.
Next level awesome.
I like next level.
Like those soccer bopper things. Soccer boppers, that's what they're called.
Parents love toys that have their kids fighting.
Yeah.
Here are the tools you need to fight. You're already fighting anyways. Here's some gloves.
Maybe this way they wouldn't take their teeth out.
Exactly. Now we talked also about we teased rather about one of the great country crossover artists. Country crossover. I think we're losing the impact or even the need for something to be considered crossover at this stage of our social and musical game. But back in the day, you were what you were. I think executives at record companies really needed to know how they were going to package you and how they were going to promote you based on what your sound was. So don't stray over there. But when it came to country music and making that popular, that wasn't anything new by the 90s. They had long been doing that since even the 70s, you know, when and into the 80s for sure, when country music stars were charting on mainstream top 40. But for Shania Twain, toward the end, actually early middle of our favorite decade, she was already nailing it when it came to being, you know, accepted within the mainstream of things. And she's got a new album
Coming,
which is
yeah.
great. She's still very floaty on her Coachella experience with Harry Styles back a few months ago. But with what she had to say about this new album, she says, and I quote, "This album is very chirpy and I'm very frank with my lyrics on it. So it's not a fluffy lyrical album. It's a happy album."
You know what's interesting, and I'm sure you've noticed this too, Sharon, and Adam, I'm sure you have as well. As we've been coming out of the pandemic, a lot of the artists are putting out fun albums now, fun, danceable, like Beyonce, you know, Lizzo, now Shania Twain, like the list goes on of people saying they want their fans to dance, which I think is amazing. And the lead single for whatever this album is going to be for Shania is called Waking Up Dreaming. It's the best song I've heard from her in a really long time. It's her first single since 2017. And you have to, the both of you and everyone who is listening has to watch the music video for Waking Up Dreaming. She is decked out in these crazy like 80s themed wigs with sparkles and bedazzles everywhere and sequined ensembles. And she's having a great time. It's really cool.
How about her voice? Is she?
She sounds amazing.
Really, eh?
Yeah, like that single, Waking Up Dreaming, I think why it hit me so hard is like, it sounds like Shania of the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I think
her register is probably a little lower, but.
Yeah. Well, we knew that she had that issue too with her voice. So I think it's just great that she's doing it and she's happy doing it. If you speak to my wife, she's like, she retired. What is she doing? Not that she doesn't like it, but there was such a big deal made about her retirement that I don't know, like just don't retire.
Well, how many times have we in the 11 years of us doing the show, or we're celebrating our big anniversary soon, of 10 years. they all do it and they all come back because they can't stay retired because they're 52. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever.
Exactly. If you need a break, just take a break.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll be okay.
The
You
only
can-
one I think who's actually stayed away is Tina Turner and Cher.
And for the best possible reasons, I think for Cher, I saw Cher for her farewell tour. There were 7 costume changes within the show, and not little ones, like not, oh, we got a new belt,
Yeah.
like significant changes. And it was such a visual and musical and, you know, emotional experience to see her perform a great wealth of music for the many decades of her career. So it was cool. For Tina Turner, her reasoning for stopping touring, and I've seen her twice. She stopped because she got to a point where she said she couldn't give what she thought her fans came to expect of her performance.
Yep.
And considering her age, I mean, she's, you know, this is a decade later now, but man, her 50% would have been somebody else's 100.
Oh, a million percent.
And you
Yeah.
and you know, the everyday person wouldn't have noticed a dip, but she would have, and that's why she pulled back.
Yeah.
But she
and
still
she's
could have pulled
class
something
act,
off.
you know,
Oh my
class act,
gosh.
and her and Cher are awesome. And but I think they're the only ones that respected their retirement tour.
Yeah, and I think that when it comes to retirement tours and farewell tours and things like that, like my punchline is usually Kiss, because I did see their farewell tour in 1996. That's when they were bidding
Adam
everybody
was
farewell.
2.
Well,
Mhm.
and it's how many years later now? Like, come on. How long is this goodbye?
Yeah.
But I
28
think
years later.
exactly. And I think it's just one of those, again, we go back to the executives at the record companies who have to package it up and sell it a certain way.
Mhm.
You know, well, how are we to keep you on our roster if you're not either performing, making an album, or, you know, if you're not going to do that, you should probably retire. Like, that's not the way the world works. If you're going to be creative and if you think you can do it, do it. If you need a rest, have a seat, but come back when you're ready.
Yep.
I think that fans are really accepting of that, you know, like they're not as fickle as executives would have us believe. I know I'm not that fickle.
Agreed.
I'm just fickle enough. How about we take a little 90s rewind?
Let's do it.
I think of like Shania Twain. We'll go back to around this time in 1998. Heading into 1999, we would have started hearing the song that she performed with Harry Styles at Coachella, which is Man, I Feel Like a Woman. But just ahead of that, You're Still the One was a huge song for her in the fall of 1998. Along with, this is a very female heavy grab of songs, The Boy Is Mine,
Oh yeah.
Brandy and Monica. That was a huge song that year. My gosh. Here I've got some testosterone a little bit in a ballad, thanks to Edwin McCain, because he was singing I'll Be. And in fact, we were probably all singing along to that song because we were hearing it a ton on the radio.
Oh God, that was so good.
Anyways, Sarah McLaughlin and Adia. What a
Great song.
song. Oh my gosh. Such a great album too. And since we were talking about Faith Hill, she was doing pretty well in 1998 also with This Kiss.
Mm.
This Kiss. Ah, so good.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
we're lucky. What a great decade musically the 90s were.
Yeah.
We are fortunate.
and just wanted to give a shout out to our good buddy Crystal Waters as we wrap up. You're both going to love this. She was at an event in Atlanta performing, and I guess Alicia Keys was there also. And so
Fun.
they had a little like get together, which was amazing, like on stage. And then Alicia came out and sang Gypsy Woman with Chris.
Oh, nice.
Incredible.
Totally check out Crystal. So it's at Crystal Waters is the her Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. There's video of her and Alicia was like losing her marbles to Gypsy Woman.
Wow. Cool.
It was amazing. So very happy because Crystal was very happy to have that happen, even though she's a legend too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, no
So,
kidding.
mhm.
She's Crystal Waters.
She's Crystal Waters. I actually wrote that on out. I'm like, Crystal, you are legendary. And she was
Yeah.
like, and then I put fire emojis.
Nice.
And then she said, nope.
How about you come on the show and talk about it?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Nice one. All right.
That's my news.
Wrap it up with Crystal Waters.
Let's do it. All right. Well, nope.
Um,
Do we want to say goodbye? Nope. But thanks, you guys.
Nope.
There you go. Thanks, Crystal. Always appreciate your feedback. You're a tough interview. You guys, nice to see you again.
nice to see you too, Sharon. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the hang. And everybody else, including Rachel and Carolyn and of course Shane. Thank you, Shane.
And all the others.
Yeah, and everybody, thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Wherever you find us, pass it on to the others. And thank you for listening to 90s Now, still happening.